now that I've been put through. I never got anyone's help, I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What's up, guys? Masta Styles here, back with another Eternal Evolution video, and today we're going to be answering a question that was proposed to me on Facebook. So let's actually hop over to the question and then we'll proceed to talk about what we're going to talk about. And first we got to see the question first, so give me a second here and I'll pull it up. So this is a question from, is it Alec? Does it look like Alex or Alex, whichever one. Sorry if I butcher your name. It says, Masta Styles, also wondering if you could do a tier list video on Awakening, the importance of getting which hero to which levels, which heroes you would bring to Awaken 10, basically, right? So let's actually hop back over to the game. And the way that I'm going to do it is the best way they could potentially do it, which is going through the alternative world shop. This place here is busy now because there's a lot of heroes in here, and I'll go through the ones that you don't really want to put too much resources in because they either fell off or they're not usable. I did one of these videos, not the question based one, but I did a video talking about the heroes that was in here maybe about 3 months ago, so it's been a while. Since then, it's been a whole lot of new heroes that's gotten an awakening. Of course, as of recording right now, we're a couple of days from a new hero getting an awakening and also a new hero getting added to the shop. So let's just go down to the bottom here. We're going to work our way up to the top. Daniel. First of all, Daniel right now, he is usable in some content, whether it be Twilight Lands against the Vanguard boss. He works well there when he's with the large summoner group, right? But other than that, sometimes you use them in PvP, right? Depending on the situation, I see people use them there. But chances are, for you to even use him now, he would have to be at Awaken 10. And he's not on the list for going to Awaken 10. So, again, Daniel right now, early game, yes, bringing him to Awaken 5, he'll be good. But after a while, you're going to stop using him. So if you're early game, you're going to get him anyways. I'll suggest get him to Awaken 5. Then after that, just leave him there, because you're going to end up stop using him after certain points. Next up, moving on from Dan, next up is Leo. I'm trying to go by quick on these heroes here. Similar to Dan, he's in a situation where he doesn't really fit on the team, right? And let's just hop over to the Vanguard team here. We'll do the 6-man, right? So for instance, if you're running Vans, I'll show it to you this way, right? This is kind of how the Vanguard team would look. When we pull up the rest of the Vanguards here. And you also have Becky. So look right here, if you have an Heindel, he's not going to even make the team. And chances are, when I'm running in Hell Arena, I just remove one of these pieces and put in Helentis, whether it be Ares, because again, Zane ends up being squishy. But for Leo, same thing. Awaken 10, he is good in PvP. In other situations, you're really not going to use him. But do I suggest you bringing him to Awaken 10? No, because that's a waste of resources, right? You can be focusing on other heroes, because this is kind of what the Vanguard team is looking like if you're going to run it on PvP. But that's all I really have for Leo, because again, you're not going to use him. Newer players, you'll probably use them, but I wouldn't even suggest you bringing them to Awaken 5, even if you're a newer player, right? Because 7's where, I think 5's where he gets bigger. What, I can't remember off the top of my head, but at some point he gets larger. But what does that really bring to the table? Not really much. At least with Dan, his beard's moving around the map, right? That's a lot better than you getting bigger and not doing nothing. Just bigger and not doing nothing. So that's Leo there, right? Let's get on out of here. Go back to the shop. Next up, we have to the left of Leo, Maz. Now Maz, you definitely want to bring Maz to Awaken 7 so you can unlock his ability of becoming the 6th hero in PvP. As you can see, based off of the team that was right there that I had. So let's actually go to support and show you Maz. And boom. So Maz, you want to get him to Awaken 7 so you can unlock his ability here where he becomes a 6 hero in PvP. Again, Maz is not a bad candidate to bring to Awaken 10, but at the same time, he's good here at 7. I brought him to 8 for what reason I don't know. I think somewhere along the way I got a couple of his soul crystals, and I just decided that, you know what, let me pick up one more and bring him there. 9 is fine too, because it actually helps out in PvP to make him, more defensive while he gains additional stats to help him defensively, and that helps to keep him around. The longer he's around, the better your chances of your team staying alive. But Maz, I would say 7 is a must. You have to have him at Immortal 2 if you don't know that, to bring him to 7. 5, 10 if you have the excess resources to do that. Other than that, keep him there at 7, right? Next up, we have Ryzeris. When it comes to Ryzeris, I wouldn't even bother. I would just skip it all together. But you need her if you're going to run your Hunter team, right? So if you're going to run her on your Hunter team, you might as well just Awaken her, because, again, it will just make her better, and it'll help out with her survivability anyways and her damage output. I already told you in my previous videos about her is that with her energy regen is bad on Hunter content. Not even in other modes, but in the mode where you're supposed to excel, her energy regen is bad, right? So that's Rise there. Not going to put any more resources in her. I have her at Awaken 8. I was looking for that big damage. It took all the way up to that for me to actually see some big damage. Next up, this guy here, Awaken 10. Awaken 10. Bring your Ampu to Awaken 10. Big damage dealer. Obviously, there's newer summoners that's added to the game, so the summoner team is now leaning more towards large summons. So he kind of got pushed off the team. People still use him on that team, but at the same time, the summoners are now fixated on large summons. So he needs an awakening for Cervelli or eventually Jaxity or Amat. Then the small summoners will come along, and if they come out with a new prototype for the small summons, then this guy will be right back on top of it. So again, having him at Awaken 10, which I actually do myself, because I decided that, he's one of those heroes that you want to bring to Awaken 10. And of course, you got to bring him to Immortal 5 to bring him to Awaken 10. But at Awaken 7, he's just as good. But again, if you're going to use him in PvP, it's best that you get in all the additional stats you can get from Awaken 9 and of course 10, which only makes him better there in PvP. I wish these stats work outside of PvP, which would have been cool, right? But he's definitely a candidate. One of the candidates that you need to bring to Awaken 10 is Ampu, and you'll hear it all the time. He's number 1 by far. Ultimate, great ultimate, all of that fun stuff. If you want to hear me break down Ampu, I talk about it in my recent top 10 lists, right? Triple S. There. Enough about Ampu. Great hero. All right, moving back. Next up, we have Wamigan. Now, Wamigan, for me, let me see here. Let me pull up Wamigan. I think I have him at 9 or I stopped at 8. One of the two. See, thanks. Wamigan here. Yeah, I stopped at 8. Not because I didn't want to go any further. It was just like with him at a point, I kept going back and forth with him because he was squishy at a point, and it was just like, what are you doing, Wam? And then, I got to 8, and then other heroes got Awakened because I create content, so I don't get to focus in on certain heroes. But Wam, again, bring him to Awaken 10. It's just going to make him better, and chances are you're going to use him in PvP, right? And that's just going to help out with his damage and also help out with his survivability, which is going to make him even nuts. So again, if I wasn't making content, my Wamigan would be at Awaken 10. I just have to focus on so many other heroes that I don't have the resources to push him there because I choose not to. That's really what it is. But again, 7, he's good. 8 is better because if you're going to use him in tank form content in PvE, he's going to do the additional damage to deities, robots, and also bugs, right? So again, he's great there. He'll help you out in Twilight Lands. You can sit him up front in the generalist team. So if you're doing 18-2, 18-3 with the generalist, you can actually put Wamigan up front if you have him at a high enough Awaken level, and he can tank most of the damage they're throwing out. And he works well there. I already know. I can hear it. I can hear it. I'm hearing the comments. Garen, right? Because I know it's gonna happen. You want Garen? You know what? Anybody who's gonna ask me the question of Garen in comments, join my Discord. If you want to know how to gear the heroes, join my Discord or check out my spreadsheet. Jason did a great job at creating a spreadsheet. He broke down all of the heroes in the game. I want to say triple S's, not the elites, because nobody really care about the elites. Love them, but he did it. And he also did it separately for the Awakened hero. So again, if you need Garen, the spreadsheet will be there. I'll link it somewhere, either in the pinned comment or in the description. So next up we have Miranda. Now Miranda, let's go over to her too, and I'll show you a little bit of Garen, because we're at Miranda now. You want to get her to Awaken 7. Now think about her, you need to get her to Immortal 2 to do Awaken 7. I already said this, but again, I think she's a candidate for Awaken 10, right? Because again, bringing her to Awaken 10, that's not Awaken, that's talents. Bringing her to Awaken 10 is also only going to make her better in PvP. She becomes a 6th hero in PvP. So again, bringing her to Awaken 10 would be great. But for me, again, I stopped at 7 because I make content. Would I do it if I had the resources? Of course. Because again, the additional damage that she gives, so it says increases damage of all heroes and summon creatures by 15%. What? And she also give all of our teammates damage reduction, and they do it here, increase her healing and shielding. Wow. And then reduces damage received. Wow. So again, bringing her to 10 would just make her survive a lot longer, and the longer she survives, the more she can protect your team. So again, even with her at 7 in PvE, she's great. You can put her with the summoners, where there wasn't Alu, but Alu's there now. So again, and if you run her with the summoners, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about, because again, but this is simple here. Give me a second. Yeah, so I'll take out Alu and see, because again, the thing is, right, we should be able to beat this even without her being there. The good thing about her is that she casts that shield, big shield there. She protects herself. And that means that you cannot one-shot her. It's going to take 8 hits to kill her. And then by the time you even try to get to that point, pretty much she's going to pop her ultimate again. She's now at 12. She didn't even get touched yet. So again, that's why I like her. And that's why I have her number 3 hero, triple S hero. I said hero. Number 3 triple S hero in the game. Of course, here you can use her with the Hunters Energy team. I need to get my hunters here, and of course this should be very simple for them, and she gives them the shields and layers, right? Which is nuts, because you already have layer and you also have a shield on. So again, Miranda, definitely want to get her to, I think, Awaken 10. I don't have her there, but she's a great candidate. Next up is, of course, you know her. I know if you go back and check my content, I originally stated in the title, it said one of the worst awakening. But at that time, I was saying based off of the skills, because the skills wasn't really showing me much, right? And for me, I need to get her to Awaken 10. I have the resources to do it, like I mentioned, but I just haven't. And with her, of course, I'll give you a little bit of Garen. For her, Garen wise, I like Burst, because again, she keeps them back, right? In middle row. Put her in the middle row. I've talked about this so many times. Of course, you want crit rate, attack. Beautiful. Beautiful pieces. All triple S's in terms of the game. Love gears. Love to see that, right? No damage reduction, interestingly enough. 0. How did I get 0 damage reduction? Incredible. But at the same time, want to get her to Awaken 10. She's another candidate for Awaken 10. And like I said, you need to get her Immortal 5. I like her big damage if you see my previous video with the SP at 2 copies, I think, or no, it wasn't 2 copies, at 6. She kept up with her. Yeah, and I had already said this way back when. If you go back and check out my content, I said that she was gonna be the queen of AOE, and she became that. Right? People didn't think that was possible because of Jaina. Jaina, if she gets an awakening, Ravenna who, right? But that is that there. Definitely want to bring your Ravenna to Awaken 10. For me, she seems a little squishy now. I don't know. It's a little interesting. She's a little squishy. Now, for the next 6, this is where it starts to get a little tricky, right? It's more situational. One's very obvious, but 2 of them I'm like, well, 3 of them actually. I like, yo, they may need it for their team, right? All right, so first up we have Emma. With Emma, I would say go to 7. Get her to 7, let her sit. That's where I have her right now. You know, she does bring the, what is that? The HP reduction, which is pretty cool. They need that. Hunters, they need that. What they actually need is removing shields and removing invincibility, because that's the problem that they're going to face. That's what their counter class is bringing. Because if they awaken Fiona and she goes onto that Vanguard team and she can give you 3 invincibility, what are the hunters going to do? They're not even going to be able to do nothing. And not only that, if she also gives them damage reduction, right? Where now their damage is already reduced because of the prison amulet, right? So again, but with her against tanks, she rips, and of course she got the splash damage off of her ultimate. But I think sitting at Awaken 7, nice. If you want to be crazy enough to push it to 10, go for it. But getting to 7 is cool. I think 5 may be okay if you're a newer player, if that's even possible. But I don't think she's like a top priority in terms of the awakenable heroes. I would have her low in the pack. But if you're building on your 100 team, definitely she is dual class. She counts for Atlas, and she also counts for Terran, so that's pretty cool there. But again, Awaken 7 could potentially be your cutoff point if you don't know. And with Emma, of course, you want to run on leash, and of course, Sun Signet. 500 attack speed, that is the goal. You're running right there, it's only 300. Very simple there. All right, let's see who else we got. Rick. With Rick, he's one of those ones that, you know, he just fell underneath the cracks, right? He's good, but at the same time, I'm like, it wasn't nothing game changing, right? It's just okay. It's Rick. He got Awakened, cool. He can now be on the assassin team, but he didn't bring anything for the team, though. That's my problem. I'm like, if you're gonna get Awakened, bring something to the team, right? Like, you know, the sword soul things. The little swords could increase your attack by, you know, 10% for each one. A given additional one, so you get 40% increase to your attack, and for every 2 you have, you get 10% increase to your crit rate or crit damage, right? Look at how simple that is. That would have made more sense at Awaken 7. Again, I would just skip it all together unless the new assassin comes out where it ties in with Rick. For right now, I'm at this a pass. Like, you're not bringing much to the team. Yes, you got execution on your ultimate, cool, but what is that doing for everybody else, right? So for me, I did it because, you know, I make content. This is why sometimes I awake some of these heroes. Like, he's not on my list for an awakenable hero because, again, you go back to the assassins, not you, definitely not you. Aaron here at Immortal is just going to work. I don't have to farm no awakenable resources. He's doing more damage than Rick, right? It take Awaken Cora to keep up with this guy, right? Come on now. So again, for me to waste resources on Rick, I'm sorry, Rick. I'm not a fan of Rick, by the way. So again, this is why I'm a little biased. But again, for him, I'm at a pass. Yeah, it's a pass. If you get the resources to do it, slowly build him. Again, maybe we're going into an assassin cycle right now. We need to work on him, because if they awaken Bailey, it would be interesting, right? They awaken Fiona would be interesting. So we gotta wait and see, and then eventually we'll come back and taught more by Rick. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Sometimes I hope I'm wrong. Next up, we're gonna skip over her. We'll come back to her because these three up here are very interesting, right? We'll actually start out with Claire. Claire is an actual beast, and for me, right, the direction I'm actually headed now is down this path right here because I see the potential that they have. Vanguard's the one team that can beat energy hunters. They can beat summoners with the right pieces around them, right? And they can even potentially beat tanks too, and assassins. So they can beat all the teams pretty much if they're built out right. But the first step would be to bring a Claire to Awaken 10. What? I need to do that. She's on my list to bring her to Awaken 10. Because again, in PvP, she's gonna be ripping through everything. You're not gonna be able to kill her, right? So again, she's on my list. That's my personal recommendation. You may most other heroes that I bring there to 10 is, okay, it's a typical. You already kind of know this as a veteran player. But this one here, you need to bring Claire to Awaken 10. She's on the list. So take your time, get her to 7, and then work from there. I'm telling you, she's amazing. So she's on my list for bringing to Awaken 10. I like Claire here, definitely. What? Man, she's going to make those energy and hunter teams run for the hills. But that's Claire there. Also have Panda, Durelli, and Sith. But Panda's 10 too. Yeah, you want to bring Panda to Awaken 10. Same thing, because I seen it. Where did I see it? I think here. Let me go into here because I just saw it somewhere here. It happened to me today. Was it here? No, that's not it. Where is it? This one. Yeah, here it is. Let's watch it. This is my summoner team. They got beat by this tank team here, right? Destroyed. Oh, it's 9. It wasn't even 10. And look who's doing most of the damage. Look who the damage dealer is. Look who's doing it. Panda. Look at him. Of course, it doesn't help that Wam is Awaken 10, like I already said to you, right? The proof is in the pudding. And my summoner team don't play around. Like my DG's max, my Sith is Awaken 10, right? Like they just ran through them. They didn't even stand a chance. Like we didn't even touch them at all. We're not doing no damage to them whatsoever. They could have fought. They could have fought 3 more of my other teams, right? So again, crazy, right? And this is what I'm telling you. Get your Panda there to Awaken 10. Wam is at Awaken 10, and I'm thinking about it now, right? So again, you may think the tank team can't do nothing, but I'm telling you, my summoner team there, it's not a joke. And then let's see. I want to see. He has what? A little something there, okay? A little something there, not nothing too crazy. And a little something there, and he's beat my team, right? Look at that. Yeah. Okay. And it didn't matter, right? Obviously, if I was running, maybe Maz, or if I was running, what's her name? Miranda, it may be a different story. But in that situation, they beat my summoner team in under 30 seconds. Nuts, right? Crazy. So again, this is what I say when it comes to Panda. You make sure you bring that boy to Awaken 10. He's on the list. And of course, on the other side of Panda, we have Durelli. Durelli at Awaken 7. Whoo! She is nuts. Man, hold on. Let me go over to Durelli here first before we even go into anything else. Where's Summoners? So we'll go to Durelli. Durelli at Awaken 7, beast, right? Look at that. You don't even want to see Red Duragon, man. This is why I talk about Red Duragon. You don't want to see Red Duragon. No, you don't. No, you do not. You want to see Yellow Duragon, then you're like, okay, you're in the clear. But when that Red Duragon come out, you don't want no parts of that. But for Durelli, Awaken 10. I haven't brought her there yet because, again, like I say, I focus on all the awakenable heroes as they come out. I try to get them to a high enough level, and for me, it's more so just utilizing the resources I have to try to keep up with the awakenings and making content for you guys. This is why I do it. Like I said, Rick, I would have never done. I would have saved those resources and move on to somebody else. Obviously, you don't have to do all of them, but I do because I make content. But Durelli, definitely Awaken 10. Hands down. Great in PvP. Like, she'll be the one doing the most damage in PvP. She has the capability of one shot in the team. She does. Because when Duragon drops, he can wipe. He literally kills my Ravenna. The Awaken 9 Ravenna I show you there. Yeah, he'll kill her. He'll one shot her. It's crazy to me. Hold on, let me see if I could show you that, right? Find it here. All right, go here. Is it the 26? Yes, this is the 26. We'll put Ravenna here and watch Duragon one shots. Oh, almost. Must have missed, but it was close. She was pretty much dead. It was close though, right? Literally, she was almost dead. Usually, I think, oh, you know what it is? Because normally I don't run. I didn't have enough space for the additional damage reduction that I have. I'll show you. I'll show you what happened there. The reason why is potentially this here, right? Because you have the additional HP, right? Exactly. At the start of battle, increase max HP of ally energy heroes by 4,000% of attack. Let's go back to the one that we normally run, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So look at the fight now. Dead. Ravenna's dead. Without that middle prototype, Ravenna's dead. Right away. See? Told you. And that's what kept her alive, because of that prototype. Because I was like, what changed in the fight to make the fight different? So Maz is still there. I think we're gonna end up winning this anyways because of the SP. Oh, it's Ravenna actually. Ravenna's damage was that crazy? What? She's been dead and it still didn't catch up yet? Wow. Like, she did that much damage off of just the one ultimate? I tell you, get that girl to Awaken 10. Please. Yes, I know. Someone has asked me, did I move Ravenna up in the top 10 tier list because of what she's been doing? Maybe. Possibly. Yeah. I could see it, right? Wow. Yeah. So, again, to Durelli. See, in that instance, without that middle prototype there, Ravenna's getting one-shotted. So, imagine if that was an Awaken 10 Durelli. It would be even worse. It would probably just take out all those people within that space. But to close the video out, we're going to talk about Sith. Sith needs to go to Awaken 10. There's no long explanation about it. Just Awaken 10. She's going to be great. She'll pair up with Durelli, of course, which is a great tandem. And if you run on that team, it will be even better, right? So now you have 4 plus either Maz or Miranda, 4 heroes there that you would potentially have at Awaken 10, and all of that additional stats that you gain, they stack. So it even makes the team even more crazy in terms of defense and offense. So Sith, you definitely want to bring her to Awaken 10, and that's what I did. I'm listening to what I preach, right? I have her here at Awaken 10. And even though I still have to focus on other heroes, I brought her there because I knew that she is going to be great. And one other thing I want to talk about before we get on out of here is this card here. I have 11 of them. Where 10? Only have 10? I thought I had 11. Oh, because I was counting the one from the him event, or whatever. That event there that they have going on. This one here, right? So again, we have Norden here, which is, he's in the Endless Body Shop as of recording. And we also have Sith. Sith is in here. And we have the newer heroes. Depending on where you are in your account, Alu is great. If you don't have Alu, it'd be a great opportunity to pick up Alu there. Bergman is going to be added to this eventually. I always talk about Bergman. I'm huge on Bergman because he's one of our boys, right? So again, for me, Sith out of this, if you don't already have Sith, if you have Sith, I would go Alu, right? couple other pieces, notable mentions. Obviously, Skinner, obvious there. Becky's great, and so is Aaron for newer players. You can go up a little bit. Not really. Don't see nothing here. Like I mentioned, Claire's fine, but you need to awaken her. And Sith, yeah. Durelli's good too, yeah. But again, it all depends on what the next awakenable hero is. And of course, we also have to talk about the guy that's going to be added to the shop. Depending on when you're watching this, we have to talk about him too, right? Luke, I'll get an Awaken 7 video out on this guy once he gets added to the shop, because I don't want to utilize the resources to bring him there, because I know that I have another awakenable hero coming up next, and I'm ready. I have 9 of these, so I'm ready for the next awakenable hero. And also, I'm interested to see if this one adds the new one, and I'm also sitting on some of these. So again, I'm ready for the next awakenable hero. I told you I make content, so again, I awaken these heroes so you don't have to, and I'll let you know if they're worth bringing to 7, 10, or even 5. But if you're gonna go to 5, you might as well go to 7. So that was a breakdown there of all the heroes there. For Luke, slowly build him. But again, I want to see him at 7, then I'll give you my judgment. For right now, I don't even have him at 7, so I can't even really speak on if you should bring him to 7. Just wish he had shield removal with his ultimate. That would have been beautiful, right? Because Kino removes invincibility. Luke comes in, clear out the shields, and then also Ravenna just finishes off. And of course, if you have the SP, then that'll be the end of that, right? That'll be the way that the energy team would be clearing out your team. But again, this is all of the awakenable heroes that are in the shop. I broke them all down. Super breakthrough. I don't even have the energy nor breath to talk about them, because again, I think the highest one I have is Barag, and I think he's 4, if I can remember that off the top of my head, right? Nord is still 3, and Dominic is 1. So that covers the whole store. We need more ways to get more of these coins. And if you made it this far in the video, comment down below A10, because a lot of these awakenable heroes need to go to A10. For those that are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button for updates, guys, walkthrough, tier lists. For those that are new to the channel and new to the game, I do have a fun to play series. I break down a lot of things that you need to know about the game. Go check out that series. For those that are rocking with me, let me know how you feel about my breakdown of the awakenable heroes and what levels they need to get to. Hopefully I answer your question, right? If not, let me know down in the comments. Without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.